Shalom, Sister Ebony.
Shalom, Sister T.
Shalom, Sister Lydia.
Welcome to the Rock, you all. You are joining us right now. We're getting some chores done. We're gathering leaves to put in our various gardens on the land and chicken coop. But we wanted to do a quick video talking about investing to the women. Are you worth investing into? My master has been speaking on investments or investing here on the Rock, and teaching on that and what that means to us in correlation to biblical, to the word. So are you women worth investing into? Single women, are you worth investing into? Are you worth a man taking you as a wife to be his helpmeet? Sister Zion looked up the definition. I'm sorry, Sister Tanisha. See, we're still getting the names in order. Going back to our old names. But Sister Tanisha looked up what investment or investing is. And so she wanted to share that with you all.
Okay, so there was a couple of definitions. So the gist of investing is a person is put either money or time, effort, energy, commitment to take time out to put that into a thing, a person, with the expectation of receiving something back, receiving appreciation, a value, receiving something worthwhile, receiving something back. So they're not putting it into you for emptiness. It reminds me of the scripture talking about in the Bible where the master has given his servants talents, and he's given each servant talent, and he gave them the talents not so they could just have them for themselves or just have them to sit on them or have them not do anything with it, but he gave them the talents for the purpose of them to make something from those talents. So he gave each, you all know the story of the Bible, if y'all read the Bible, but basically he gave them talents, and each servant who was not lazy and not slack doubled their talents. So if he gave one 2, they came back with 4. If he gave one 5, they came back with 10. And then he showed you the example of the servant who was lazy, who was slack, who was in fear, where they didn't do anything. They didn't move on the talents or the that was given to them. So when the king invested, or that master of that house invested in that servant, he didn't do anything with what was given to him. And then you know how the rest of the story go. Eventually, he's going to call on you, or the king's going to come asking you, you know, I've invested into you. What did I get back? And if you have anything, you don't have anything, you're useless to that king, or you're useless to that master. So that was the point, and that's basically what investment by definition was. You know, sometimes most people think about money aspect, but it's not just money. It's time, energy, effort, anything that a person puts into you.
Yes. So, being a woman, being a wife, are you worth your husband spending his time nurturing you, putting into you, giving you his program, how he wants his program run, how he wants his home run, cleansing you with the word? Are you worth him investing into you? Are you going to give him back the return, give him back the peace, give him back doubling his years? Or are you what you would call a bad investment? Do you not submit? Do you not obey? Do you not take correction well? Do you not take the information and do something with it? Does it take you forever to do something with it? Are you not growing with the information that your master is putting into you? All of those things have to do with investing, your master or your husband investing into you and giving him back a return. Are you giving your children what your husband is putting into you, what he wants to put into his children, so that his children are an investment? Did you have anything to add, Sister Lydia?
I just have to agree with what you both have said. You know, you can either be a good investment, or you can be a bad investment. And hopefully, you're not a bad investment. Where that your husband has to cut you off, divorce you, and separate you from his household. Hopefully, you are the opposite, a good investment, where you're willing to be obedient and follow instructions. Whatever he is putting into you, you're growing.
Yes. There was a scripture in Sirach 26, a couple of scriptures. Anyone want to speak on that?
Well, Sirach 36.
Is it 36?
The one,
Okay.
the possession.
Yes. Well, it's a
Basically,
couple of
it's
them.
Sirach. Well, there's a few scriptures in the Apocrypha, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, speaking on when a man becomes gets a possession, how he gets a good thing, he gets a helper like unto himself, and she'll be a pillar of rest to him. Ultimately, is what the scripture says. So if you go to Sirach, you will see that, and he'll get a pillar of rest. She'll be a pillar of rest. She'll be a help unto like himself. And we talked about that in regards to investment. You're supposed to be a help like unto his own self. So he's going to get help, which means things will progress. Things will progress. He'll get more. He should be able to move forward.
You'll help push his vision.
Yes. And so if your master have many helpmeets, then that even the more so, things should move forward. Things should progress because he will have many helpers like unto himself. But you have to be like himself, even just thinking about that, like unto himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Be like himself, So you can't push his vision because you could be there and you could be a helping hand. And we've seen that in ourselves or in others. You can be there and you may be able to give help. But if you're not like helping to himself, you may be helping, but you're not helping going his direction.
Yeah.
If you're help like a person at a job, you're just helping
Right.
a chore done or a job done, but that's not helping necessarily push the man's vision. So it's a helper like himself.
Yeah. Not
so
taking on his mind.
Yes.
Downloading his program, the program that he is running. And are you running someone else's program? Either your own or being us women in the world, most of us have not come from our father's home straight into our husband's house. So we've been, in other relationships, previous relationships, had previous men, and we have downloaded their programs, which we need to, empty ourselves out in order for our husband to put his program in and to take on his program only. Are we running our husband's program like unto himself, as the scriptures say? That's kind of a good revelation when Sister T said it like that. I was like, oh yeah, like unto himself. So do we have our husband's mind? Or do we have our own mind, our own way of thinking, our own way of doing things, how we think it should be, us wanting to correct our husbands or, give him attitude or not liking his correction or whatever it may be. So hopefully you all will, think on some of the things that we've said on investments and investing. Do you want to be a good investment? Even us here on the rock, or us as wives, we can think on the same thing. If we're not doing as our master is wanting us to, if we're not being pleasing to our master, then are we being good investments? If not, then we need to, change those things, change our mindset, and become those good investments and give our master, our husbands, back the return that he is wanting, that we can give him. So we hope this was helpful. Does anyone else have anything else to say? Want to add?
No, ma'am.
All righty.
No.
So we'll get back to work. Hope you all found this helpful. Hope you all have a productive restful day. Shalom.
Shalom.